Millions of tons of stone stacked hundreds of feet into the sky. Ancient South Indian temples were engineered as the physical center of the universe, requiring immense labor and absolute geometric precision. The sheer size of these monuments dictated how they were built. The central idol was often so massive, engineers had to position it on the foundation first and then construct the towering walls of the inner sanctum around it. At the core of that massive engineering is this, the Stavara Linga. Stavara translates to static or fixed. It is a gigantic, immovable monument meant to represent the entirety of cosmic creation, locked in solid rock. According to ancient Agamic texts, this is a precise geometric map divided into 3 distinct zones. The bottom square section represents Brahma, the octagonal middle is Vishnu, and the rounded top represents Rudra. But you never see those bottom sections. They are deliberately buried inside the pedestal. Only the rounded top portion is left visible to the human eye. The builders even applied acoustic material science to the rock itself. To find the perfect stone for the central pillar, sculptors struck boulders with chisels, listening for a specific resonant ring, a tone they classified as male, before ever bringing the rock to the temple. This created a breathtaking representation of the cosmos, but it came with a distinct limitation. It was permanently locked in place behind thick stone walls. Constructing these monuments required vast royal treasuries, and the resulting rituals were incredibly rigid. The poorest citizens, who couldn't contribute wealth to these massive architectural projects, found themselves physically blocked from interacting directly with the divine. In 12th century Karnataka, a group of mystic philosophers emerged to challenge that exact monopoly. They were known as the Sharanas. One of their leading thinkers, Allama Prabhu, asked a foundational question that threatened the entire temple economy. He asked, "Is God stone? Is God clay?" Another prominent leader, Basavana, took this intellectual rebellion further. He and the Sharanas wrote extensively, aiming to dismantle the monopoly of wealthy temple worship entirely. Basavana argued that you don't need to build architectural shrines, because human anatomy is already the ultimate temple. He famously wrote that his legs were the pillars, and his physical body was the shrine itself. This introduced a sharp contrast. On one side was Stavara, the static, physical temple that will eventually crumble. On the other was Jangama, the dynamic, moving, and eternal human spirit. They went as far as stripping away the ancient physical concepts attached to the temple monuments, like the gendered ideas of Yoni and Shishna. They argued that the soul has no physical form, and therefore no gender. The Sharanas moved the center of the universe away from the heavily guarded public stone monument and placed it directly inside the private, internal human mind. This intellectual shift created a practical design problem. If the human body is now the temple, what physical object do you place inside it to actually focus the mind? Their solution was the Ishtalinga. Unlike a monolithic structure, this is a personal, wearable focal point that rests directly on the body. Its geometry is strictly regulated. It must be completely spherical, designed without any flat edges or human limbs. This makes it a visual bridge for the mind, a physical shape you can touch that represents the infinite and formless. The material technology behind it reflects this exact purpose. Instead of raw, porous stone, the core is coated in a highly specialized paste called kantipaka, often made from resin, wax, and natural oils. This transforms the object into a dark mirror. It's not designed to receive external ritual offerings. It is engineered to capture light and lock the user's visual attention onto its smooth surface. This enables Tritaka Yoga. By locking their eyes onto that single shiny reflection, the user forces their psychological focus entirely inward, blocking the external world. The Sharanas collapsed the cosmic architecture of the stone temple into a handheld reflective sphere. They moved the focal point of the universe from a monument built of millions of tons of granite to a private tool for internal reflection.